This is one of my favorite recipes that I learned working in various places. We came back in, it's basically a mushroom that's been marinated, that's been very popular. Many people have done different versions of it, but this is my version. Onion, butter, we're going to saute it just a little bit to get the flavor out. I've cut up some of the mushrooms. We're going to cut up, that's about one of those little round things you buy at the store, 1.5, a little bit of wine. My favorite recipe, beef stock, kind of a bouillon type base. So that's the basis of the recipe. I'll get back to you with as we get doing a little bit more.
Alright, so what we're doing here today is going to make some really nice mushrooms that'll go on some really excellent steaks.
This is the next step to making the sauteed mushrooms. I've come back in and I used about 1/4 of a stick of butter in it. I'm going to add just a little bit of olive oil, something that when I first made this recipe I didn't do. It's a little bit heated up. That's 1 whole mushroom. We're going to take those, drop them in. You can hear a little bit of the sizzle on the thing. We're going to take a spoon, mix them up. The only seasoning we're going to put on this, we're going to do a little pepper and salt. Throw a little bit of salt on it, and we're going to let that saute out. When that gets done, we'll be back. We're about 3 minutes later. When we stopped, you can see we've sauteed the onions just a little bit. We added the salt and pepper. Now, I always make 4 quarts of beef stock. We're going to, wow, on a little bit. And we just want to cover the onions. Now what we're going to do is let the beef stock and the onions simmer a little bit to get the flavor of it. Let's get over here to fortify this a little bit. A little bit of wine, maybe 3/4 of a cup.
So we're using Cabernet today, right?
Yeah, and it's a little Cabernet.
But it doesn't much matter which type of wine you like to use.
You can use Pinot Noirs. There's a lot of stuff, but a good white wine. We're going to let that simmer for a little bit to impart the flavors into the stock, and then we'll come back and we'll do the mushrooms, and we'll finish this up.
Okay, we're probably about 10 minutes into the process. You'll see we've chopped up some mushrooms, but I can't wait till the time when internet video is able to impart smells through other people's computers, because this smells really nice. It's a bit of beef stock and the wine, I think, that makes it, and of course the onion. So we're going to go ahead and add the mushrooms now.
Now if you look right here, the pan's just a little bit covered. You can see the stock is there, and we're just going to let this simmer. You could let this simmer. When I was in the restaurant business or with my mother, sometimes it would sit on the stove 2-3 hours. But you can make this real quick if you're in a hurry, serving guests. But the longer it does sit, the better it does taste. I would say from this point right here, to impart the flavors, to get the beef stock, the wine, 30 minutes, and you could serve. Alright, this has been on the stove a little bit. The mushrooms kind of sauteed down a little bit. We're looking about 30-40 minutes. We're in no big hurry. I'm going to add a little bit more beef stock in the mixture. Let it reduce down a little bit. Let it cook for about another 30 minutes, and we'll go from there. The mushrooms that were cooking before, we've sauteed them down. They've been about an hour, hour and a half. And you can see how thick the stock's starting to get. Wish you could taste it a little bit, but you can see the consistency of it.
Okay, here's the finished product. This is the mushrooms that go really well with any steak. please cook this recipe, invite your friends over, and add this to your steaks, and it's sure to be a hit.